Tell me what it was like when you first found out you were pregnant.
Definitely anxious.
And at first I was freaking out, but I waited like a while before I told him. And I said, you can leave, but I am keeping this baby. And this happened on his birthday, and we found out I was officially pregnant.
So it was like a birthday present.
So how did you feel when you found out?
I thought my mom was gonna kill me.
Same.
And I was very nervous because I wasn't sure how my parents would feel about it.
I felt kind of overwhelmed, like, okay, this is actually happening, and kind of panic.
After like 3 days or so, when it finally like sunk in that I was not getting away from this, I was actually pretty excited after that.
So once I found out that I was going to be a dad, it kind of set up like, what not to do and what to do as a good parent. So I'm not just going to leave her and my kid. I'm gonna stick around, and I'm gonna help the best I can. And I think I've done a pretty good job.
Who did you first tell when you found out you were pregnant?
I told initially my friend Heather. She was definitely shocked, and she told me immediately to call my parents. Then I told my mom right after that.
Actually, I told my sister and my cousin next, and then they had me go upstairs, and they told my Aunt Jessie. My Aunt Jessie made me go all the way downstairs and tell my parents. And my dad said, "What, are you pregnant?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I told my mom first, and it went okay.
Telling someone you're gonna be a parent, that's like...
Obviously, you could see that she was a little bit disappointed.
Especially how young we were. It was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? So then I talked to my grandma, and my grandma was like, well, you should just tell her. So I'm like, okay. So I told her, and then she was upset, but then it was like in that moment, and then the next day she was like buying clothes, buying gender neutral clothes. It was like...
As for my dad, he ended up reaching out to me via email, and he just told me he really wanted to meet us and go over everything and just kind of get to know Aiden. And he ended up really just kind of warming up to the whole idea. Scott was terrified, of course, and he wasn't sure how he was going to feel about it either, but now they're like almost best friends.
We haven't had any backlash when Dakota was that I thought we were gonna have.
What do you feel is different now that you're a mom?
Oh, everything that I think about has to be +1. Anytime I want to go and try to do something, it doesn't take 5 minutes to make a decision. It takes about an hour and a half. Then I gotta go and try to find a babysitter. And if I can't, I have to find some type of child-oriented planning.
The first year was like difficult in some places. When he had his first fever, it's like I called my mom because it's like I was panicking. It said he was at 103, 104. I know you have to take him to the hospital. So it's like, what do I do?
I had no idea what to do, and at first I was kind of hesitant about asking for help because it's a kind of pride thing. But I think my maturity level has kind of gone up some since I found out I was going to be a dad. It's a big responsibility, so I had to sit down with myself and be like, okay, so this is what you're going to do and this is what you need to do.
And one of my biggest challenges is between the 8 hours of studying and school that I try to do on top of, a little human being asking me 15 questions a day. I had time to get adjusted to being a mom before I had to go back to school for my senior year. And when I got back, I was breastfeeding full-time, and so hopping between classes, I'd go up and breastfeed, and I'd come back to class. A lot of the times I'd end up falling asleep in the daycare for like an hour or two, but I ended up graduating on time with straight A's. Did really well in my last year. I kicked it out because he definitely motivated me.
What did you find most helpful or valuable about the program Generations Ahead?
Definitely the support, because I felt extremely alone.
I enjoy being able to talk to you guys. That takes off some stress, and You know I don't have to worry about clothes or diapers and wipes because you guys are always here and I can always ask for them. And
I like that there's now a dad group. Talking to other than, even though there's like 3 dads, it's still like cool to hang out with.
Being able to come and gather with people who are in that same boat as me or people who are experiencing worse situations than me, being grateful for what I do have, especially when I had a mentor. That was the best thing ever because I just have her pick me up, we'd go to lunch, and I had somebody there who was non-biased, who just listened and was compassionate, and that's just all I needed, even if it was for 5 minutes.
my hopes and my dreams is that he won't do what we did. But at the same time, you know, if he does, I'm not going to judge him, obviously. But I hope to see him excel.
What I hope and dream for Dakota is that he's going to be the best person he can be. And like she said, excel at things and just grow up to be a good person.
I just always want him to know and like be aware that no matter what he does, I'm always gonna love him. I'm always gonna understand why like he does the things that he does, because I understand what it's like to be in that position.